Everybody, we conducted our second 2020 NFL draft mock draft tonight, Thursday night, and on Friday, I'll give you a complete breakdown of all 32 picks. But the highlight right now is that Chase Young was drafted by the Bengals, and Joe Burrow wound up rolling down to 5, where he was essentially rescued by the New York Giants. Now, the way it came out had strictly to do with the format that we developed as a group. And I say the we was Donald Richardson, Joseph Armendariz, Mason Riggs, Anthony Carrillo, and Vinny Laspinosa, and myself. We decided to do a draft based on a type of a hybrid structure where every sixth pick we'd have a war room or round table about that pick. And then we go back to a numerical role for each one of us, which was peppered in with thoughts about what that team would do by others of us. And so the discussion opened up with my assertion that Joe Burrow was not a surefire number one pick. I didn't believe he was a person who was worthy of number one. And that wasn't influenced by the recent report that a coach made a similar statement to one news organization on the same day. It's just based on something I've said before, and I'll say again that Joe Burrow is the product of a system that was installed by the one-year wonder of a passing game coordinator, Joe Brady. And I say one-year wonder at LSU. One doesn't know what he's going to do exactly with the Carolina Panthers, but if this track record is any indication, the Panthers stand to field, with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback, a very lethal offense, particularly with Christian McCaffrey back there at running back, plus their added weapons and the current ones. But I digress. If Chase Young is truly the best player out there, the one that no one argues is going to be a dominant defensive player, he should be the first person taken. Wouldn't be the first time. My first NFL draft, Alex Smith was taken by the San Francisco 49ers. The same draft in 2005 held at the Javits in New York, which is a hospital, unfortunately, right now, where Aaron Rodgers went to the Packers at 25. I sat in the green room for too long a time. But the very next year, Mario Williams was chosen ahead of Reggie Bush because the now late Bob McNair, the owner of the Houston Texans, told me that he was looking for someone he knew would show up to camp, not hold out. And he thought Mario Williams provided a better possibility of that than Bush. And then, of course, Jadeveon Clowney was famously taken and drafted, and primarily because of an incredibly massive hit that he made on a Michigan running back in the Rose Bowl. So it's not the first time an edge rusher would be selected number one. And so if Chase Young is that person, why not? If Chase Young is taken number one, where Joe Burrow will go is anyone's best guess. Maybe he falls to the Raiders. But this is a different draft because we don't have the standard pro day set where a person can actually show what he's capable of doing. Remember, during the combine, Burrow elected to wait until his pro day, and then, of course, this pandemic happened. what will happen is anyone's best guess. But if the draft goes according to Hoyle, he should be number one because that's been the consensus and uh, reflects a great marketing campaign established by his agent. But the way our draft went, I think reflects the fact that you have a lot of strong defensive players on the board. For example, Isaiah Simmons went to Detroit at number 3. And that could happen. Isaiah Simmons is a freak. And something else we believe will happen, someone will trade up to get one of those players. If Joe Burrow falls, do the Raiders trade up and get him? A lot of interesting possibilities. But I want to share that with you. I'll have more in a few hours. Subscribe to Zennie62 on YouTube and bookmark oaklandnewsnow.com.